Okay, Dad, this is part one. We're going to talk a little bit about the story of your life. So let's start off where you were born and a little bit about your childhood.
Born in St. Andrew, Jamaica, in the year of 1932, I went to Southern High School, and when I graduated from the high school, I got a job as a chemist at the Caribbean Cement Company. Well, I wasn't happy living in Jamaica.
But can we roll back for a minute?
Oh,
You were born, were you an only child?
no, see, there was four of us. I had three brothers. There was Richard, there's Michael, and there's David. Richard and Michael are now deceased. David lives in Vancouver, Canada, and we communicate frequently by FaceTime.
Okay. So you said that you were the oldest child, correct?
Yes, I'm the oldest.
And you were not happy in Jamaica. Why were you not happy in Jamaica?
Well, there was no future in Jamaica.
Tell me a little bit about your mom and dad.
They're always fighting. Always fighting. And he drank a lot, and it was a very unhappy home.
So this stressed you out
Yeah.
as well.
Yes.
It contributed to the. An interesting tidbit before we leave Jamaica, you said that you went to school with Byron Lee.
Yeah, we both attended St. George's College, and we played football together. What you Americans refer to as soccer.
And what did you like to do in Jamaica? What did you guys do for fun?
I loved to go fishing. I played cricket, and that was about it.
Were you a troublemaker? Did you get in any trouble as a kid?
As a kid, I got a lot beaten. Sometimes I don't know why.
What would be a funny story that would stand out, like about you and your brothers as a child from childhood?
No, Donna, I can't remember. I can't remember.
Okay, so you left there.
But we always try to cover up and protect each other
Yeah.
from our mother, because she was like a tyrant, but on backsides.
You think she took out her unhappiness with your father on you guys?
Yeah, exactly.
And you guys probably look like your father?
I don't know, but it wasn't a happy home.
Okay. So you left Jamaica when?
I think it was 1955. Through my dad's political connections, I got a job in the Washington office that looked after the farm workers, and I was later transferred to Florida as a liaison officer, then as a senior liaison officer.
But wait a minute. You talked about being in the, like you were transferred to Florida, but something very important happened before you were transferred to Florida. You're missing a very big part of the story. Who did you come to Florida with?
Oh, I got married
Oh,
to a lovely, beautiful lady.
and tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the boarding house where I was staying at, there were a bunch of elderly gentlemen there, eligible gentlemen, and the cook in charge of the food and whatnot wanted us to meet some ladies, and she invited us to her house. I think it was a Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, and I went with my friend from Ethiopia, a fellow by the name of Abby, and we walked in, and I saw this beautiful young lady, and I said, Abby, don't even think about it. She's mine. I'll kill you. And I started dating your mom after that. I take a taxi over to her house, pick her up, and we go out. And eventually, I proposed to her. She accepted. We got married. And we lived in Washington for a while, and then I was transferred to...
But wait. What happened in Washington? Somebody else was born in Washington.
Yeah, our first son, Frank Jr. Yes.
Frank Jr. was born.
Yes.
And then from there you were transferred to...
Clewiston, Florida. But we rented a house in Miami because Clewiston, the environment in Clewiston was very racist. And eventually, the Florida Fruit and Vegetable Association took over the sugar industry, and George Sorn, God bless his soul, who liked me, hired me and put me in charge of the Southern Division of the Florida Fruit and Vegetable Association.
Awesome.
Yeah.
When did I come into the scene?
Oh, don't know. In Miami.
After you bought the house in Carroll City?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna like stop for now, and then we'll come back and refresh this story a little bit later. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording now.
Okay.
And so part 2 will go back to a little bit of Miami and things like that, or anything that you want to share in memories. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Dad.
Yes, ma'am.
I said thank you. I love you.
Love you too.